Hey guys, welcome on back. It may not have been such a great idea to start this back up so close to Thanksgiving. Working in the retail business means I basically get zero free time during that time. Anyways, today's mission, we need to drop off some supplies at this city. Now, in previous versions of the mod that I played, it would just drop off a box car for us to drive to the point. But it's different now in this version. You will want to get a hatchback. Honestly, the first thing you should do, besides just grabbing whatever vehicle, is get a hatchback or two. Is that the right term? A flatbed. I'm sorry, not a hatchback, a flatbed. Because you need to put this box into the trunk. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring a rifleman with us. We can't bring more people in the back because the box is taking space in the trunk. On the way to the city, we've come across this roadblock here. And hey, it's our good old friends, the guys we played as in the other version of the mod. Roadblocks work differently in this version, in that they don't automatically remove your undercover mode, but they have a chance to, and it's all dependent on your aggression towards a specific faction. Now, while kind of scouting around the city, I ran over a patrol. So there goes our method of surprise. But it was actually kind of a good thing that I ran these guys over. I mean, besides taking them out before they, attacked us while we're dropping off the supplies. This guy in particular, who is currently bugged, it lets me try to revive him, but then it says error whenever I try. But he has a pair of night vision goggles. And that's going to be very, very useful because it means I don't need to use my flashlight to see things. He and his buddy both have silenced, MX 6.5 millimeters. And while sure the AK hits harder, it's silenced, so it'll help out here in the dark. Now, getting to the city proper, and god fucking damn it, god fucking damn it, god fucking damn it! Oh shit. So, this ain't too good. Already ran right into another roadblock, and this time it wouldn't have mattered if we were undercover or not. I would have to take care of it before trying to drop off the goods. Though, if it didn't see us, we could have actually been sneaky about it. But with my night vision, I could see them better. And the silencers, besides the obvious quieting of our rounds, is that it also hides our muzzle flash, so it's harder for the AI to see where we're shooting from. They have the general idea. I mean, it's not exactly hard to pinpoint where a fucking bullet comes from, but it's harder for them to, pinpoint exactly where we're at. Also, forgive me if my voice kind of gives out. It's that time of the year. I'm sick. I work in a fucking 35-degree refrigerator most hours of the day. Now, my biggest concern, though, is reinforcements getting pulled in, because typically that's what happens when you start attacking roadblocks and whatnot, or even just doing missions in cities. You'll typically have a reinforcement pop up in some form of a helicopter or troop transport. But it looks like we took out most of the men on the ground. My main concern is getting rid of that heavy machine gunner, and funnily enough, he decided to, right after shooting us, decide he's going to turn around and look the opposite direction. So now the big problem is trying to get the truck back out, because if I try to remove the box and then back this truck up to it, it's going to go back into that truck. Unfortunately, using the tow ropes, I can't pull it out, and the game doesn't seem to kind of like that happening. So okay, I need to think of something else, because that's not going to work. The truck is shot. Its engine's in red. Honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't been destroyed. I try to go in real quick, try to reverse. Nah, it's done. So I do drop off the cargo, because despite what I just said, there's also a gun on the back of this truck, so I haven't tried it yet. But hey, buddy, that's a nice flatbed you got there. Thanks. I'll be sure to return it with its gas refilled with a full tank. And you may have very briefly spotted it, but another nice thing about night visions in this is that we can see the laser sights from guns. And here comes a patrol. And it's kind of funny, they haven't like noticed me in the truck yet.
Thanos, fire that soldier, northeast.
There we go, beautiful. Yeah, getting that truck is going to be a great boon because it will pretty much be one of our ways of being able to actually damage, like, not fully armored. I don't know, it might be able to shoot through a tank hull, I'm not too sure. It uses, I believe, .50 rounds. If nothing else, though, not only does it shred through infantry like crazy, but when it comes down to, like, helicopters, it'll punch through them. That's, I think, like, one of the more important things for it. Because, like, lock-on anti-airs are gonna be kind of a rarity. But I have another idea. This truck has some pretty big wheels, right? So, what if I just push this truck out of the water? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And now all I gotta do is tow it into the proper spot. And once again, I'm kind of you know, tied for time here. Who knows whenever our reinforcements are gonna start popping up. We already got those 2 patrols. We can see various lasers in the distance, and you might also spot like obvious flashlight motion as people are walking over, which is, again, another nice thing about the night vision goggles is you can tell where light's at. I mean, then again, I guess in the darkness you can also tell where it's at. Now, just real quick, I go ahead and I left my AK in the truck, so I go ahead and grab that so I can throw it back into the technical. I just drop the box off and I keep watch over the road here because that's where all the enemies are going to be popping up from. And what is nice, we do get money for each guy we kill, but if we're inside of a vehicle, we still get money even though it's the AI who killed the guy for us. Always nice, always useful. You can use the spot button, which is T, and it'll give commands to the gunner. Unfortunately, like holding Alt to try and do a watch there command makes it so you can't free look, which is kind of annoying. But I just make sure to make our gunner look towards the direction of where there's very obviously a few guys. You can see the things. There's a dog there. Creeps me out. And whenever I see these vehicle lights in the distance, it always kind of gets the hairs on my neck standing up.
75 meters, 11 o'clock.
And yeah, it looks like now with all the lights in the distance, they're starting to close in, so might be time to take off proper now. Something I like to note too, just because I wasn't hanging around in the middle of town, but when we drop those boxes off, a bunch of civilians start to rush the box. And in doing this mission, we got the city to flip to our side. Which is nice, because in earlier versions of the mod, a single supply truck wouldn't do it. Even at the very start, you have to do like 2 or 3 to finally get them to flip over to your side. It also helps, though, I guess, that when you kill enemy troops in the city or near the city, it also like gets rid of some of their control of the city. And something kind of frustrating, there's very obviously bad guys out there, And thanks, jackass. Just rear-ended my car and hurt my gunner. Good fucking job.
11 o'clock. Spec up.
But yeah, there's very obviously bad guys out there
100 meters.
with the flashlights and whatnot, and our gunner's not really seeing them.
300 meters. Northeast.
But, I guess I can't complain too much because it means it would work the other way around for us.
100 meters.
And at this point, I just heard a underbarrel go off. I'm fucking booking it. Right into the forest, and I'm trying to serve and sway. You can see the laser light trying to get on the gunner, and god damn it, there's another fucking patrol. Fuck. There goes Thanos. I'm like, shit. Frustratingly, if a teammate is downed, they're not like passively shown on the HUD. So I have to like select him, and look at that. Ooh, that shot got real close. Don't even really know where that came from. It came from above, but I guess there's kind of a hill nearby. But yeah, I have to like manually select him to kind of see where he's at. My hope is I can try and revive him and then get him back into the car. Ooh, gunshot to the left. And there's a patrol nearby. Perfect. Has to be those two guys that were the ones who shot him. Oh, there they are. Being close to snipers this close, it's a risk, but I try it and get a bullet in the gut for my troubles. Sorry, Thanos. I can't. You're on your own, buddy. Try to do a few more, but these motherfuckers like to drop every 5 feet, and I can't.
100 meters.
With that patrol nearby, I just can't. They're very obviously starting to converge on this area, so I don't even bother taking the truck with me just because it's going to be too obvious, so I just go ahead and book it along the coast here. And I eventually show up by, I guess, a port. I don't know. But there's a boat right there. Because my next concern was, how am I going to get back to base going across the bridge with that roadblock over there? And thankfully, this boat showed up. I mean, I guess if I was really desperate, I could just swim across, but that would take fucking forever. And I'm not too sure if in this game you lose your equipment if you try to swim. I think that happened in Arma 2. I remember jumping in the water once and fucking losing everything. But yeah, nice. Of course we're on an island, so of course there'd be boats around. Oop, just hit a shallow part of the water. And we can store boats in the HQ garage. But we would need to have the HQ flag by the shoreline. And of course, what's really nice is that the boat being a civilian vehicle, we can go undercover in it. Makes you wonder how it works out with the whole road issue, though. Anyways, I go ahead, I heal back up, I head on back around. The plan is I'm going to hook around in the forest and then ambush the roadblock that's hanging around. Now during this time, I would just like to say, if you do like the little map thing to try and keep things kind of situated, thank the Neptune Let's Play, because man, have I learned a lot about editing with that. Oh boy. And no, I am not a weeb. I just said if a certain thing happened, I would play it, and then it happened. But then it kind of didn't happen again. But I already played past the same refund window, so I just fucking went and did it anyways. If you want to know the Weeb Litmus test, the only anime I thought was good was the Ghost Stories dub, and that should automatically disqualify me from weeb status, because weebs hate dubs. They hate their own language. They would rather listen to a foreign language. They have no fucking clue what the person is saying, so they don't actually know if the person's even saying it good, rather than hear their own language. And that the only other anime I like is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, which once again the weebs hate because its animation for the most part is very Western inspired. And it kind of makes me like it even more because they hate it. Because I'm a contrarian dick like that. Anyways, main plan here. My first goal, obviously, is I'm going to destroy the guy on the heavy machine gun. I'm also going to want to take out the marksman and the auto rifleman, like, immediately. Because they're the biggest threats. Quickly flash off the night vision goggles because it looked like there was some light on me. And got one. Don't know why I went for the leader instead of the auto rifleman. That was really fucking close. Sharpshooter down. And for some reason there's a civilian running around here. I don't fucking know why there's a civilian running around a roadblock. Almost shot his stupid ass. And then an ammo bearer. Nice. Fucking beautiful takedown. Got them all. Absolutely no problem to myself. Now, I'm not too big of a fan of looting the AAF and FIA guys because their rounds use 5.56. And when NATO troops are dropping 6.5s, and in all honesty, I have infinite 7.52s or 62s, why would I want to actually use that round? Because it's, you know, it hits heavier. I want dudes to die when I shoot them. I know that sounds kind of fucked up in today's world, but yeah. Anyways, today we are now back on the main island. We're going to steal a truck full of weapons and ammo and whatnot from NATO. This one in particular is actually nice because the truck is outside of the outpost. That's because the outpost here is like way up in the hills. You can't actually get a vehicle up there. And man, they put a lot of fucking guys here. There's something like 2 squads here, something like between 15 dudes, I'm guesstimating. And while it would be nice to try and take them all down for all that sweet NATO armor they're wearing, I'm actually alone. Remember, my wingman died. I'd also just like to know, I did eventually go back and retrieve that other truck. So I now have 2 heavy machine gun trucks back at base. But even though I'm alone, don't worry. I got a plan here that's going to let me take this truck. I'm pretty sure you already guessed what that plan entails. I'm sure this is not at all suspicious to all the NATO dudes here. They're probably just going like, oh, well, Congress said we can't shoot anyone driving a civilian truck, so I guess we just have to let it happen. It's not our fucking concern. And if you're expecting a serious milsim let's play, I'm sorry to break this to you, but I don't. I'm an ass beat. I gotta thank that one guy that told me about this song. It is great for all my speed up needs. So yeah, we're slowly moving the truck around, and what's kind of weird is that the NATO guys, when they walk up to the truck, they can like walk through it, and I have to freeze because if I move, it's gonna hurt them and it's gonna throw off my undercover status. There's also, I just like to note, there's also a dog around here, but thankfully it seems that dogs don't blow your undercover when you're inside of a vehicle, which is fucking great, because one of the things that pissed me off the most was I would drive in a fucking 500 meter radius of a dog and lose my fucking undercover status. And there was nothing I could do about it. Oh! Managed to make the truck flip. That's nice. We're slowly but surely we're starting to get this done. Gotta tilt it on its side. I just gotta hit it at the right angles. By the way, this is a... oh, hey, there we go. Got the flip again, and I killed one of the NATO guys. And you could tell this is 2 different squads instead of one whole squad, because only half of them went to combat mode and turned on their lights and stuff. Again, since my truck personally did not kill them, it doesn't count as me killing them. So there we go. Got it on its side again. Doesn't seem to want to go back, so let's just give it a few more nudges. Should be able to start pushing it all the way back to HQ, right? And come on, just gotta gun it. Better move, buddy, if you don't want to get hit. And oh, whoa. I think I need to censor that. Jesus Christ, that was erotic. So, yeah, this was pretty much how prom night went for me as well. got a problem. I can't flip my... I've fallen and I can't get back up. And I'm not wearing civvy clothes, so as soon as I jump out, I'm going to lose my undercover status in front of 12 pissed off NATO soldiers. I'm like, okay, maybe I can turn the engine back on and try to reverse my car, try to get the wheels spinning. Maybe it'll catch something, but no, the wheels won't spin. So, I'm in a bit of a pickle here, guys. How am I going to do this? Fuck it. That's how I'm going to do it. Later, suckers. It was me the whole time. Haha. Yep. And that is... Goddamn. And that... we'll rip that civilian who decided to walk headfirst into an oncoming truck. That is how you steal yourself a NATO truck by yourself. God damn, the sickness. Sorry about that. Now, I'm just quickly looking over my loot. Some of the more notable stuff we got is a UAV bag, as well as a thermal optic sight, which is some pretty sweet stuff. Check it out, Solomon. Christmas came early. Let's go ahead and throw this in the garage, which will throw all of our stuff into the arsenal. And save that shit. I don't want to lose it. And here we go, the UAV bag. And we'll want to make sure we swap out the GPS out with a UAV terminal. Assemble it, connect it. And I take a quick peek at the garage. I was kind of hoping I had a civilian vehicle so I could like drive around. But that didn't, we don't got any. So I'm just going to hide over here. Let's take this baby for a spin. And that is why I persistent saved. Flipping it upside down makes it just fucking go boom. So let's try this again, and this time not move my mouse to the left. And yeah, there we go. We can now get a full aerial view of the immediate area. This is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best things you can get your hands on. Because you also got this nifty thermal mode. And you can see where people are at. Switch on over to the turret so you can get a full view of the underside. It's easier to tell, to differentiate civilians from normal guys. Troops. Mostly because A, troops are usually walking while civilians always seem to be running for some reason. And B, troops are wearing armor, and that very obviously shows on their bodies. It's the parts that don't glow. And we can, of course, access the terminal and just right-click or left-click on a spot. I turn off the lights because I'm not too sure if that makes it more visible or not. Because I will say, the AI is very fucking good at shooting these things out of the air. Like Jesus fucking Christ. When you make it go to a spot, you can click on the arrow and then you can change its altitude and whatnot. Even though I changed it to 500, I would recommend against that because it takes fucking forever to hit 500 meters. I just stick with 200 meters. That usually keeps it out of view of the enemy. You got all these other things, and I'm pretty sure that's just if you're using like an armed drone. Because they don't seem to do anything besides land, which obviously makes them land. Now, I went on ahead and did another supply mission. Using the new thermal scope we got, we also got some silencers for 7.62 rounds. So I slapped that onto my AK. And yeah, I am now running around with night vision goggles, a thermal scope that with a silenced rifle of, like the hardest hitting for an average rifle, that is, not going into snipers round. These fuckers aren't ambushing me, I'm ambushing them. The NATO sent a infantry truck to this location after I dropped off a thing of supplies. And it's actually one of the best options is for them to do that because That's free weapons and, more importantly, armor. It's far better than them sending a fucking helicopter in or an APC. Oh yeah. And what's great about this one is that you press T and that number on the bottom is the range. And so you can, adjust the range as needed. But yeah, man, this thing's got a fucking kick to it too. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if it's the silencer affecting things or just how much it's zoomed in makes it look like the recoil is far worse than it is. But man, you gotta rest your gun on something. You fuckers, you're trying to use smoke on me. That ain't gonna fucking work. I can see everything. I almost feel sorry for these guys. There's that guy. He's trying to drag a wounded teammate out. Motherfucker. You're in my domain now. And as a note, that origin sounds, that wasn't your origin, that was mine. Battlefield 5 came out. And apparently it's also a buggy game like Battlefield 1 because I had like 3 people constantly logging in and out and starting and closing the game, which was making those noises because apparently you can't just run games anymore these days. You gotta fucking reset it every half hour. But it's so expensive to make video games. Oh shit! Uh-oh. Fuck. Oh god. Okay. Whew. Man, I panicked. I won't lie. Part of my computer chair wedged itself up my ass with how much I was clenching. That was some crazy ass shit, just seeing a heavy machine gun truck barreling down after you. Oh god, the driver is still alive. Provided the driver won't actually do anything like get out and then try to shoot me. Or even get into the gun. I think he's trying to retreat back to base. But a few 7.62s in his back, and yeah, he's done. He's down and out. That now means I now have 3 heavy machine gun trucks. Once again, they're not stuck with me. Or I'm not stuck with them, they're stuck with me. I'm like the fucking predator on this island. It's such a shame that it's 5:20 right now. That means it's going to be daylight soon. And provided, like, I do believe, well, not that I do believe, it is, the time in game is real life time, but those time goes by quick. Anyways, when I got to war level 2, when I made that other city flip to my side, CSAT attacked NATO, and they attacked a NATO air base on, like, that big continent. So I decided to fly my drone on over to take a look at it. Sadly, it seems to be mostly over at this point. You do see a few blowing up vehicles here and there. These could be good chances to like run over yourself and try to loot the bodies. And try and grab what you can. Maybe even try to grab the base just for the hell of it. And oh hey, there's a CSAT thing and oh shit. Probably should have switched out of that earlier. Yep. What is that? 15 frames per second on my computer? This is on a stronger system than I did the last game on, the 1070 Ti, and it still can't handle this game. So yeah, ultimately I came in way late. There's blowing up vehicles here and there. I do come over by boat, but there's still just enough people to make it not worth raiding. So I'll see you guys all next time, and hopefully I'll have a video out next week as well. Bye.